In today's video we're talking about major boobage and the implications of this going forward. So we now have 4K boobies on PS5 Pro without any extra frame rate cost. This is absolutely amazing. Now, to be serious for a moment, the differences are so small that we indeed need to zoom in to see the differences. But to the human eye, these changes aren't tiny. They're huge. Like guys, I can sit in my couch 3 meters away with my trained eyes, see the differences very clearly. Now, you might not be able to see the difference though, which is the topic of today's video. Do I recommend the PS5 Pro to the average gamer? Yes and no. You see, for the trained eye out there, the nerd that can see the huge differences, this is not just something that's hyped out of proportion. This is absolutely amazing, and it's also showing us gamers that indeed the gaming console still has a place on the market in the future because of upscaling and advanced technology. So, whilst the PS5 Pro might not be a huge difference for you at home, for the most crazy enthusiast out there, this is not just a small difference, it's obviously huge. And I can joke as much as I really want about how big or small the differences are, but in the end of the day, I cannot return my PS5 Pro. There is just no way. If I did, I would just see the PS5 looking worse there, worse there, worse there, and at that tiny detail there, and the big detail there, and the frame rate is worse, and the VRR limit is not always capping out, and you know, there are a lot of small things that you don't really notice as the average consumer, that we nerds do notice, and for all of these tiny things combined, it's gonna look like trash if you go back to the normal PS5. I cannot say without a doubt, like, there are a lot of things with this console that you might not even have thought about. And these are some of the things that you should definitely care about if you don't even know about them. So what are the pros? Well, PS5 Pro now displays all dynamic res games on PS4 and PS5 games to a locked 2160p most of the time. All TAA PS5 games now have PSSR instead, which removes all of the ugly blur from TAA games. Most games run 10 to 30% faster at higher fidelity, and older PS4 games that are running 1080p locked now run at a visually superior upscaled 4K resolve. However simple or hardened it is, it's amazing. All 120 FPS games are now locked 120 FPS for most games of all playtime, and resolutions have been increased in almost all modes. 40 FPS modes now look way better than before, and future games definitely are going to take advantage of the PS5 Pro, ensuring that it gets a vastly improved image than the normal PS5 standard edition. Just imagine how PS4 had it at launch. Looked amazing, heaps and bounds ahead of the PlayStation 3, and then after a short 2 to 3 years time, the console really started showing its age, basically. Like slow graphical fidelity and performance mostly becoming locked to 30 FPS in most newer titles. Now we're getting the same thing with the PS5, and that really starts to show. So, to invest in the future of an overall greater experience, yes, I do recommend the PS5 Pro. I cannot recommend anything else. You can buy a PC, or you can buy a PS5 Pro. It doesn't really matter that much. Or you know what, you can wait 3 years. Go ahead, wait 3 years for the PlayStation 6 from now to then. Or maybe even wait 3 years and buy PC parts and buy a PC then. Like, it's up to you at the end of the day. But I don't want to wait 3 years. 1 year is a heck of a long time. It feels like it flies by and then it's gone. But when it comes down to it, a year, 365 days is a long ass time. We can see the seasons change, the world changes, inflation happens, a lot of shit happens in 1 year, and all the content you can see and watch, and all the wasted hours. You could have had it better throughout that whole entire time. And is it better for you? Can you afford it? Do you want it? That's, at the end of the day, what you have to think about for yourself. For me, it's definitely worth it. I can now enjoy this masterpiece in 4K with way better upscaling, and the frame rate is way higher. And as I said before, 20 to 30% like boost in performance, fidelity, all of that. It just comes down to, do I want to upgrade now or later? And now was the time. So, are you happy with your experience on PS5? If so, then don't upgrade. If you want just this much or this much or this much of an upgrade, then this is it. Because the PS5 is going to look like trash in the future, and the Pro is going to look better. Do you want it to look like trash, or do you want it to look like better trash? That's the difference here. So, remember guys, in the future, would you upgrade, or do you want to upgrade now? That's what it comes down to. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so it probably, like hopefully, can reach 3,000 subscribers before the year ends. Thank you guys for watching a lot on my channel. Like, no, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Like, I can't say it enough. I'm really excited for the like viewer base that I have, and the small community we're like very slowly building up here. And I read all the comments, I answer to all the comments that I can. And I just gotta say, I love you guys to bits, and I am extremely excited to see what the next year will give us in the conclusion of gaming and upscaling and all that. Seeing the PS5 get improved in the future will be so exciting. The PSSR will get better over time. I gotta say, I'm excited for next year. PSSR is gonna look a lot better. It's gonna be improved. Frame gen system side might even be added, you know, to combat with DLSS and frame gen from the AMD's FSR. Like, Sony is definitely going to want to be competitive and better than DLSS. So we can look forward to ray reconstruction hopefully being added next year. Frame gen system side that you can force on all 30 FPS locked games. Guys, we have a lot of stuff to look forward to, and I'm hyped for it, man. Like, I am, definitely. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.